the nitty gritty. I think I got the volume on tonight, so that's always a big plus. And I wasn't able to pull that off last night. So, I joke, but I don't joke about that. We may have a guest on tonight. We may see what happens. If you want to be a guest on the show, all you have to do is let me know. You can go to Jeff Ahern 56 at Gmail. Hit me up there, or you can put it in the chat, or I think those are your choices. Those are your choices. So thank you for tuning in, everybody. God bless you. Having a great night tonight. I just freshly showered for this show, even though it's 10 o'clock here. I said, you know what? I'm going to clean myself up. I'm going to clean up my act a little bit, slightly. Here we go. Let's get started. With no further ado, drum roll, please, as we begin our adventure. By the way, tomorrow, we'll let some people file in, I guess. Tomorrow I'm going to see Monster Truck. I'm so excited about that. The Monster Trucks. How do I say it? I've been to a Monster Truck rally before, but it was like 30 years ago, and it was amazing. And I expect nothing but the same tomorrow. So, I'm going to go hit up the Monster Truck rally tomorrow. It's SoFi of all places. I've never been to SoFi. So it's like two birds with one stone. I go to SoFi and I get to see, hopefully, a freestyle. Freestyle is my favorite. That's where they do the races, which, they're fun. But the fun is the freestyle. And they're only doing one night. So one night means the freestyle should be at the end of the show. Right? Right. If they don't have freestyle, I'll cry. I'll demand my money back. Where's the freestyle? All right. Let's get started. Am I the asshole? We'll start off with that. There we go. Right now, I'm competing with Fresh and Fit. They're very fresh and very fit. There you go. All right, let's do this. Let's siphon off some Fresh and Fitsters. All right, let's see if this person's the answer. By the way, this is Jeff, the Unlicensed Therapist, where I give my advice, my opinion. I'm an unlicensed therapist. I can do a sand tray here and there, but I am unlicensed. I can do a marriage and family therapy if qualifications are not a concern of yours. Which they shouldn't be, because I'm really good at it. I'm all right. You decide. You decide if I'm good about it. Here's the thing. Unlike most therapists who, have their own opinions and stick to them, I'm willing to have my mind changed. You could change my mind tonight. Let's see you do it. Give it a shot. Here we go. Let's do it. Am I the asshole? Here we go. For telling my sister she doesn't get to have an opinion on my divorce. Maybe slightly. I don't know. How did you say it to her? I mean, she's just trying to give you good advice. But let's find out. I'm undecided. I'm going in undecided. Usually I go in hot. I go in with an opinion. This one, I'm going to wait it out. I'm not entirely sure whose side I'm on. If I'm on anybody's side at all, honestly. All right. Here we go. Boom. I'm 34, female. All right. I've been going through a divorce for the past 5 months. That's nothing. My divorce took like 3 years. You got a while to go. My ex-husband, Cole, what is that a real name? That sounds like a soap opera name. Cole or Bolt or Buckle. Anyway, my ex-husband, Cole, and I, ex? Hold on a minute. I've been going through a divorce for the past 5 months. My ex-husband, Cole, going through the divorce. Doesn't sound like you're divorced yet. He's not technically your ex. My soon-to-be ex. Throw that in there. And I were together for 6 years, married for 3. The reasons are personal. Hey, you're already ruining the best part. And I've been pretty private about the details. This sounds like it's going to be terrible. You're all private. You're not giving out any details. It's going to suck. Anyway, my sister, Beth, maybe she's got some information. Maybe she's willing to share. Always had a big personality. Okay. She means well most of the time. So some of the time she doesn't mean well. But she's never in her life been able to stay in her lane. I don't know. It's a little aggressive towards your sister. When I told my family Cole and I were separating, she cried more than I did, which already rubbed me the wrong. Why? She's obviously emotional. She's got a big personality. She wears her heart on her sleeve. She's the antithesis of you, which is not necessarily a bad thing. She's raw emotion. I've never met her. I'm just going off of what the second paragraph. She's raw emotion. She's in your face. She's a broad. She's crazy. Everybody loves her. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Beth, your sister. You, on the other hand, reserved, a little more meek, mild-mannered. So she was out there like, blah, and you're just kind of like, she's 38. She's the older sister. You assume the role of the more meek. You couldn't compete with her brassiness, so you went on the meek one. All right, so you resent her for that. That's what I'm guessing. Anyway, side note. She means well most of the time. Mm-hmm. All right, but she cried more than me, which rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know why that rubs you the wrong way. She's not allowed to cry. She fake crying. Ever since then, she calls me every few days asking questions I don't want to answer. She's nosy. Listen, she's your sister. You can choose your friends, but not your family. If there was something else, was it him or me? Did we try counseling? Could we work it out? Keeps up. Here's the thing I want to know about her. What's her situation? Is she married? Is she with somebody? Does she want to be with someone? She's looking at you as a cautionary tale. Like she's doing recon is what she's doing. She's like, how did you fuck it up? Or did he fuck it up? Or did you both fuck it up? How can I avoid fucking it up when it's my turn? That's what I'm seeing here. She's just doing reconnaissance. Help her out. If your marriage is in shambles, let her benefit. So far, I'm on her side. And I know she's brassy. Anyway, 2 weeks ago, she told me she reached out to Cole to check on him. All right. Not cool. Not cool. That's not cool. I don't like it. But let me go back. I missed the one before that. All right. So she calls every few days, asks you questions. I don't want to answer. So you just say, I don't want to answer these questions. This is a difficult time. I just need some space. There you go. Easy peasy. Was it him? Was it me? Did we try counseling? Could we still work it out? I keep telling her I don't want to talk about the details. She keeps pushing anyway. Well, tell her just be firm. You got to be firm. You got to lose the meekness and be firm for once. I just want to understand it so I can support you properly. You got to set some boundaries. All right, anyways, 2 weeks ago, she reached out to Cole. That's the first part where I'm like, no, that's not cool. They were never close. She's so nosy. She likes the chisme if you're a Hispanic. Like family barbecue cordial at best. I was blindsided. I asked her why, and she said she felt bad because he seemed lonely on social media, and she didn't think it was fair. Our whole family cut him off. Yeah, that's creepy. That's weird. I was on her team until she did that. Like, now I was like, okay, well, how long till she sleeps with him? I told her that it was a serious oversight. You're right. And she said she disagreed and that divorce affects more than just the two people involved. Yeah, you're right. She's way out of her lane. This is nuts. You're not the asshole in this one, unless something happens in this last paragraph here. The last week, she told me she thinks I'm making a mistake, and because she's been talking to Cole. I understand this now. I should at least try a separation before fully filing. This is the last straw for me. I told me flat out she doesn't get to have an opinion on my marriage or my divorce, so I need her to stop. Yeah, you got to set some limits. She got really quiet, said I was being cruel and shutting out the one person who actually wants to help me through this. We haven't spoken since. Am I the asshole? No, you're not. She was way over the line. There's trying to make things better, and then there's just fucking whatever she was doing. That's so far beyond what a sister should. Like the fact that she reached out to Cole, who she doesn't know at all, and then she's trying to like get you two back together or get you in counseling. Here's what she needs. Here's what your sister really needs. She needs a hobby. Like she needs something to do besides, what was she doing before this? Like what was she just go around trolling Facebook for couples to try and get back together or find out more information on? Let me give you some more information about this, though. It's one of my favorite sponsors. They sponsor every show. These guys are great. It's the Kids Guide, ladies and gentlemen. All right, parents, real talk for a second. America is about to hit a huge milestone. We're coming up on America's 250th birthday, 250 years of freedom, grit, sacrifice, and the greatest experiment in self-government the world has ever seen. This is the perfect moment to help with your kids understanding why this country matters. Not just the fireworks and the hot dogs, but the story behind it all. There's a free guide called The Kids Guide to America 250th Birthday. And it's honestly a great way to introduce your kids to how America began, who the founding fathers were, and what they risked, and why their ideas that they fought for still matter today. This guide sends kids back to the moment when the brave men signed the Declaration of Independence, knowing full well they were risking their lives for freedom. It breaks it all down in a way kids can actually understand and enjoy without watering it down or turning it into boring schoolwork. If you care about raising kids who know where this country came from and why it's worth preserving, you will love this. This is something you'll want to grab. And the best part, it's completely free with this special offer. Did I say free? I did. You just pay $2. That's nothing for shipping and postage. Just head over to freeusabirthday.com. That's freeusabirthday.com. And the Kids Guide to America's 250th birthday for your kids today. America's story matters. Make sure the next generation knows it. That's freeusabirthday.com. Thank you for being a sponsor of the show. Much obliged. All right, let's keep rocking and rolling. By the way, if you have questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to throw them in the chat. I'm very open to that. So the first one, we decided I decided, I guess, that she was an asshole. I decided it all on my own. All right. Am I the asshole for not supporting my brother and his girlfriend's pregnancy? Probably. Let's find out. They're young. Oh, they're really young. You still got to support them, though. Here, let's take. Oh, you can see it. I just want to make sure you can see it. Hold on a second here. Let me do this. Let's mix and match a little bit. Little variety is the spice of life, after all. All right. So, am I the asshole for not supporting my brother and his girlfriend's pregnancy? My brother is 17. His girlfriend is 16. They found out they're having a baby. Here's the thing: the baby's there. Like it's gestating. It's in the womb. It's coming. It's coming. So support it. It's already coming. It's not like he's not asking, should I have unprotected sex? That you should say, no, you should not support that. I would say, I do not support that. Don't do that. That's really stupid. But now that the girlfriend's knocked up, be supportive. Like what's your alternative is not being supportive. The mistake has been made. The die have been cast. And at this point, I think what they need is support and love from his sister, and not your judgmental tyranny, if you will. And I know, I'm sure you have your reasons, but I'm just telling you, now's the time to be supportive. My buddy Mike, I don't want to say his last name. I don't think it matters. But my buddy Mike, my best bachelor party I ever went to was my buddy Mike's 16-year-old bachelor party. Oh, it was amazing. I can't go into what happened there. Things you can't unsay. But I'm not gonna. I'd have to ask Mike if I could reveal all the information. But it was a hell of a party. It was the best party I ever been to, and I was 16 years old. I'll out my friend Lou Zuckerman, because why the hell not? But Lou, he I don't know how he did. He got his aunt's house. We all went there. There must have been 50 of us. I swear to God, it might have been a hooker. And drinking and it was just everything. Every vice imaginable was going. And it was 16. It was crazy because he knocked the girl up. But you know what? We were very supportive of him. We didn't go, hey, no. We said, hey, best bachelor party ever, bar none, still to this day. 16-year-old Mike's bachelor party. And there you go. So yeah, he's like already a grandfather, obviously. It's weird because like Mike was on another level because, he had a kid when he was 17, I guess. 16 got knocked her up, 17 had the kid, I think. Maybe he was still 16. So, the rest of us, my buddies, they all had kids when they're like 20s. I'm in my 30s, so Mike was lived a couple lives before we had even lived one. Long story short, support your friends and your family anyway. So they're having a baby. They immediately expect my parents will let them move in with the baby when it's born. All right, here we go. They're 16 and 17. Where are they going to go? You want them to live in a box under a bridge? You want him to go into a field and he's going to build a lean-to and they're going to live there and rough it, until he turns 18, I guess, and gets a job at the factory. What's the matter with you? Like, you're so aggressive against your how old is he? He's 17. Yeah. Anyway, we live in a 2-bedroom house. My mother is disabled. Okay, I get it. Did you ask her if she minds? So I live with them to take care of her. My brother recently brought up that they'll be taking my room when the baby comes. This is an English family because they're in pounds. They did not ask me or my parents about this. Okay, well, I have an issue with that. And said I will be fine sleeping on the couch. My brother makes 150 pounds a week. Well, at least he's making some money. He's only 17. It's a start. Wants my parents to pay mostly for everything. The baby will need, he spends his salary on weed. Okay, well, that's got to stop, which I know he won't stop even when the baby's here. I brought up. All right, so yeah, here's the thing. Again, he's having a kid. You just have to set up rules. You have to be like, listen, this is how much money we need you to put towards the mortgage or the rent. This is how it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be awkward. I don't know how old you are, but it might spur you on to just get out of there. I mean, you're still going to help your mom, but get your own place. I mean, it's unfortunate. You can't, everything's not going to plan out perfect. You're not going to have a room for everybody. Life happens while you're making other plans, right, John Lennon? And this is a situation where it has. You can't throw him out on the street. Your brother sounds like a moron. I'm on the same page with him. That he's a pothead, just having kids out of wedlock, expecting everybody to just take care of his sorry ass. And the money that if I believe you and you're telling the truth, which I think you're a little biased, obviously, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like you still got to, suck it up for a little bit and then set up some ground rules. Your mom's disabled. He needs to start helping your mom, certainly. He needs to get off the weed. Or here's the other alternative. Here's one. Let me float this one by you. The girlfriend and the baby can stay there, but your pot smoking jackass brother, you got to go find a roommate and live with them. I don't know. Sometimes tough love works. God loves you. God does love you. I love God. He's, nothing bad there. Thank you, Matthew Abusa Music. There you go. Yeah. I mean, this is you bring it up like it's. I was listening to Ram Dass earlier today, and things happen and hardships happen, and they make you stronger, or they don't, but generally they'll make you stronger. Anytime I've had something negative happen in the short term, in the long term, it's been very beneficial. Will this be difficult in the short term? Yes. Will it be beneficial in the long term? I think for most of the parties involved, yes. Will it be rough for a bit? Yes. Do you need some sort of a therapy group for all you to talk? Yes. Do you need ground rules? Yes. Is your brother a moron? Probably yes. Yeah. Anyway, so he spends his sorry. Oh, great. Yeah, I brought up abortion and they're flipping out. Oh, now I'm on there. Now I'm on there. Now I'm on your weed smoking brother's side. I brought up abortion and now they're freaking out. Kill the baby. Just kill it. You don't want it, right? Just kill it. Just kill it. I was just telling you about my friend Mike, 16. He could have done that. He's got a son. He's got grandchildren. That's something that wouldn't have happened if he'd gone off to the abortion clinic and have it cut up and pulled out. Just that's your suggestion, because you don't want him in the house. It's going to be tight for a bit. Going to be a little cramped. Going to cramp your style. Anyway, now I'm on your weed smoking brother's team. At least he's if he was a human life, is a human life. Again, unlicensed therapist. Can't talk like this as a licensed one. Anyway, they said I was being selfish. Yeah, you are, for not wanting to support my niece. Well, your would-be niece. Your dead niece, if you have your way. I do not care about this baby. Well, obviously you don't. You're really an awful person. As much as your brother blows money on weed, and now I'm starting to question your whole narrative here, because it seems like you're trying to make yourself into a decent person, and yet you're like, I don't care about this baby. Screw this baby. Kill it. Kill the baby. Kill the baby. You wait till she comes around the corner, punch her in the belly, because you don't want too many people in your little crash pad there with your mom. Yeah. I don't care. I do, however, care about my mother. How about if your mom aborted you? How would you have been all right with that? And this is putting a lot of stress on her. We also have a dog. Oh, the dog too, that does not like kids, and they want us to get rid of her. We refuse to do so. They're lazy, struggle with simple tasks, and aren't fit to take care of a child. Well, they're more fit to take care of it than you are. Am I the asshole? Yeah, you are the asshole. I'm just going to put that out there. I don't believe your whole scenario, based on how you've been speaking and how you view human life and things like that. I think we're getting a very lopsided one side story. Is your brother probably a moron? Yeah, he still probably is a moron, but you're worse. Kill the baby. You just suggested that, come on, just stop it. It's not like you're I can't. I'm trying to, cartwheel and twist to make your what you're saying work on some level, and I can't. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, you're the asshole easily. Am I the asshole if I do what I said at the end? Self-harm mentioned. So this is 5 minutes ago. Crap. Somebody call somebody. Oh, it's already gone. Reddit didn't want anything to do with this one. Reddit's like, no, we want no liability. Yeah, this guy's right. I don't know what was written, but he said you need therapy, not Reddit. Yeah, you're going to Reddit for therapy. Doesn't sound. I don't feel like you're that serious about it, anyways. If you are going to Reddit and not your friends, we'll read what's written here. And see what they got. All right, here it says, am I the asshole? I have been experiencing problems psychologically recently with everything happening in the U.S. Oh, shut up! It's not even like a real. I mean, I know it's psychosis in this and mental health in this, but it's not even like you. It's not like you're being attacked or you're thrown out on the street. It's everything that's going on in the U.S. Oh, shut up! Oh, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to self-harm. You're on Reddit, just whining the whine. Hear yourself moan. Listen to me. Boo-hoo, I'm a victim. Ugh, this new generation. So here's an idea. Leave the US. Go someplace else. Go to England, go to France, go to, I don't know, wherever you want to go, someplace else. Go to Canada. Canada's close. They'll have you for a few months. I have to move. Anyways, I've been experiencing a problem psychologically. I think you were experiencing before this. With everything happening in the U.S. and everything in my life. Oh, okay. But everything happening in the U.S. Here's the thing. Everything happening in the U.S. was the more important of the two. Everything happening in the U.S. and everything happening with me. But everything happening in the U.S. takes it's at a higher level than the shit that's happening to you. You know what I mean? It's like you're not going to do nothing. You're not going to self-harm. You're someone who needs attention. And, look at me. I'm giving it to you. Probably not positive by any stretch. Anyway, here we go. I've been getting by pretending that everything will resolve itself, that God has a plan. But every time I find myself enjoying something, someone has to stomp it into the ground and drag me into a spiral all over again. You look for this stuff. I guarantee, just from the opening statements, you look to be in a spiral. You look to be a victim. You look to be, to be offended. You look to be, miserable. And you wake up in a good mood, maybe, and you strive to ruin it. You're your own worst enemy. Live your life, man. And here's the thing. Like, life is life, man. Every generation, every year, there's always craziness. It's a silly song, but we didn't start the fire. Billy Joel, he writes your whole litany of a few decades of just insanity, right? The Middle Ages, the Stone Ages, the Dark Ages, today's ages, it doesn't matter. There's always something crazy, some almost war, some actual war. You're not in World War II. You're not in World War I. You're not in the Korean War. There's not a famine. We had a lightweight plague come and go, like the Spanish flu in the 1900s. But it's not the Black Plague. It's not the bubonic plague. It's not, I don't know, I forget, like a third of Europe dying off or whatever the hell it was. It's not that. You're just dealing with life, or not dealing with life. That's your issue, big baby, big whiny baby. Anyway, so everyone's killing your buzz, huh, bro? All right. Some dude almost ran us off the road yesterday. I doubt it. Some guy probably was not paying attention, came towards you. It's like, oh, sorry. And you're like, you wildly overcorrected, like you do in life. And you probably drive the way you behave in life. So you wildly overcorrected, almost rolled your own car. This is. I'm pretty sure this is accurate. Anyway, pulled over, got in my face, and threatened to pull a gun on me. Okay, well, that's different. I don't mind. Why did you pull over? Why didn't you just keep driving? Why did you pull over in the first place? He didn't hit you. He didn't say he hit you. Some dude almost rammed us off the road yesterday. So he had road rage, pulled over, got in my face, threatened to pull out a gun if I didn't mind my business and leave at that moment. Why did you stop? I'm telling you, you look for this. You pulled over to get in an altercation with the guy. He's threatening you if you don't leave, which means you stopped, which means you're staying there purposefully to be in another horrible situation. You're probably disappointed he didn't shoot you or really damage the car. You're probably heartbroken about it. Oh, for the love of God. I remember I was driving with my fiance and we're going down the road. Some crazy guy, just like insane, has like crazed eyes, just starts screaming and yelling. I don't know if I cut him off. I think I was going in a straight line, but just like he was a lunatic. I don't know if he got a gun. I don't know what, but he looked crazy. So I just went, okay, hey, cool. Okay. Just okay. He, just through the glass, the as we're driving, I'm driving slow. I'm like, okay. And then he goes on, and then he almost runs some other guy off the road. I wasn't giving him what he wanted, I wasn't like, back in. Takes two to tango. Big crybaby. I was upset, but and then there you go. So he's already gone. They already took his off. Big whiny bitch. Again, unlicensed therapist, unlicensed. Just come on, man. Just stop. If you have it, like people have cancer, people lose loved ones, people are given so many months to live because they've got a terminal illness, and you're mad because things in the U.S. ain't going the way you want them to. You know, please, such a crybaby generation. Anyway, am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong on this. I don't. Okay, we got a bot already. Let's get rid of you. Bye-bye forever. There we go. You're gone. Sorry. By the way, if you want to put in the comments, hit the like and subscribe button. I like it when you like, and I like it when you subscribe. I actually like it more when you subscribe than you like, honestly. I'm at 14,200 followers. Let's up that to 14,300. How about that? Can we do that? If 1,000 of you do it, I'm up to 13,000. So let's do that. Unlucky or not, I'd be happy with it. All right, here we go. Let's share this screen here. Go to Am I the Asshole? We'll do a little sharing because it's caring. All right, Am I the Asshole? Oh, like people just making me mad. Thank you for letting me vent. I should just call this not Jeff the Unlicensed Therapist, but just Jeff vents about people who just fucking annoying him for being stupid. And I want to help you. By the way, if you come on the show, I will. Kid Gloves going to be so nice to you. Don't let this aggressive facade fool you. I mean, it's there, but it's there for these people. Am I the asshole for choosing my job over my girlfriend? Well, obviously you had to make a choice, and you liked one more than the other, right? I don't know. Maybe not necessarily. Maybe she's not the right girl for you. Maybe you're more concerned with money and success than you are with love, but that could change over time. Who knows? Let's find out, shall we? Okay. So basically, I'm 26. I broke up with my girlfriend because she gave me an ultimatum. That's the problem with ultimatums. You make an ultimatum. Sometimes they don't work out in your favor, and then you are out of a boyfriend and or girlfriend. Because I ultimatum to leave my current job if I wanted to stay with her. I work on an oil rig in the North Sea. Good, wow. Though it's a good money job, but yeah, you got to have a certain type of girlfriend for that. I knew a girl, real sweet girl, nice girl. I'm not going to mention her name, but I worked with her, and she was great, real sweetheart. She was married, but we never saw the husband. And we're like, well, what's your husband do? We never see him, and he worked on an oil rig. He was off the shore, offshore, on an oil rig. And unfortunately, he wound up passing. Like, it's a dangerous job. And he wound up passing. But I mean, they seem to make it work, although I never did see him. But yeah, I mean, that's part of the job. My buddy Nick, his dad used to, pretty well off guy, used to run oil rigs. He would work there in the summer sometimes. So he'd be gone for like a month. Like, what happened to you? He's like, yeah, I was on the oil rig. Oh, okay. But he made a fortune doing it too. I mean, it pays a lot. It's kind of dangerous work, though, to say the least. Anyway, yeah, see, 2 weeks of work, 4 weeks at home. I make great money. See, I'm spot on all this. I've risen to foreman there in the company. I want to invest money, expand my qualifications. Besides, how old are you again? You're so basically 26 male, broke up with my 21. Yeah, she's 21, dude. She's well, you're not much more mature. 26 for a male. You're probably equal maturity there. But I think I'm on your side on this one, bro. I really like the perks and the benefits. Obviously, you don't like your girlfriend enough to quit. My girlfriend told me she can't handle being by herself for 2 weeks while I'm at sea. Well, thank God you're not in the military. And she told me she feels lonely. Oh, yeah, I mean, you guys are just, her needs and your needs are two different things. You're both very young. You're just not right for each other. Maybe down the road it'll all work out. But no, I think you're making the right decision here. Here's the thing. If you loved her that much, you would quit the job. You just would. If she meant that much to you, if the relationship meant that much to you, you would, against your better financial interest, you would leave, but you're not, which to me says this is not as serious a relationship for you as it is for her, perhaps. But anyways, so she feels lonely. I get that because I've been missing her too. Yeah, but I mean, you got FaceTime and shit, but it isn't really my problem to deal with. That's not a great thing to say. It should be, it's both of you. In my opinion, that is something that she had to work through herself. A little selfish there. She might be better off without you. So she wanted me to leave my current job and find something in the town we live in. I told her there's no way I'll leave that job because it's too good to pass up. I mean, it's a much better job. What are you going to do? Go from like, a high paying job that you're doing now to like a lower paying job, delivery job, a job at the mall? Like, what are you qualified for besides this? I want to clarify. I call her daily after my shift ended. Yeah, I mean, that's it. She's just not the type who can handle it. You don't seem to care enough about her to quit. So, yeah, I think you guys should just call it. Call it. We live in a small town, but there's plenty to do. Besides, I encourage her to find hobbies. Yeah, I mean, this guy edited this a couple times. So, a lot of people are saying I'm being cold. Well, you just don't like her that much. Yeah, you could say you're being cold, but you don't like her that much. I think that's it. Like you prefer the thing that is more important to you is security and finances and things like that. You're still relatively young, 26. You seem to be doing the things that you would need to do to keep the relationship going, but she needs absolute commitment. She needs you to absolutely leave the job. And here's the thing: you leave this job, and you don't seem too serious about her. And what if what if she leaves you? Now you're working at the mall kiosk somewhere, and now you guys are young. You'll find somebody else, or you'll find each other down the road. Take a break. How about that? How about there's an idea? Take a break from each other. You're going to take a break no matter what because you're stuck on a fucking oil rig. But yeah, there you go. Or dial it back a bit. Call her when you're home. Maybe she'll find someone else. Maybe she'll find the love of her life who works a 9 to 5 job, 10 feet away from her house, at the hardware store, and they'll live happily ever after. And you'll find some girl who works on the rig or who is more understanding about your long-term relationship. I mean, I was in a long-term relationship for 6 months, and I wanted to marry the girl. Shouldn't have done it, but I did. I lived in Chicago. She lived in Detroit. We were doing Second City together, which is an improv company. Yeah, we made it work. I'd come visit her on the weekends. She said, "Yeah, just be done. Cut it. Cut and run, bro. Cut and run. Cut and run." That's what I tell you. That's my advice to you. Take it. It's good advice. All right, here we go. Am I the asshole for cutting off my day? Again, if you have questions, comments, or concerns, you can put them in the comments. I'd love to talk with you. I'd love to have you on. I'd love to help you. I want to help everybody. And I just, some people I'm like, oh, that's sweet. Oh, that's nice. But I don't know. Generally, I don't know if it's just because it's Reddit. We'll do an Ann Landers too, because those are a little softer. I get more mad at Ann Landers than I do the people writing in, because I think she gives terrible advice. She's dead, but when she was alive, she gave terrible advice too. Now the bot that is her younger daughter has picked up the slack for shitty advice given. Am I the asshole for cutting off my dad after my stepmom put relaxer in my hair? Afro Latina. Okay. So you like a tight curl, I guess, right? Did you do it on purpose? I think you're overreacting, but I know not to stereotype black women in their hair. Just, easy does it, not cool. All right, let's get into it. Let's do it. Let's see what we got here. Let me switch this out a little bit. I'll go back here. I like that they're talking about hair, and then there's a bald guy in the image there. Bald guy's distracting me. All right. Am I the asshole for cutting off my dad after my stepmom put relaxer in my hair? All right. Background: 17-year-old Afro Latina. I went to my sister's house, hang out with them, and my mom works at a Dominican hair salon. I wanted to straighten my hair. Okay. I haven't straightened in 2 years because I've been trying to keep healthy. So I was really excited to get my hair done. So day after I arrived at my sister's house, I went to the salon to get my hair straightened. 2 different people work on my head. Yeah, it's a process. It's a process. It's a pain in the ass. So yeah, she's just, to be a douche, put relaxer in your hair after you straightened it all out. It's a shitbag move. It's just mean. Anyway, so I arrived at my sister. I went to the salon, got my hair straightened. 2 different people worked on my head. My stepmom washed my hair, and I detangled it since my hair is really thick. I knew they'd have a hard time detangling it, and with my stepmom, the coworkers blew my hair. Okay. She was really rough with my hair. Well, she probably didn't want to do it. That's my guess. Or she doesn't know how to do it. She's your stepmom. I don't know. What's her hair like? That's my question. Does she have a similar hair as to you? If she doesn't, she probably doesn't know what she's fucking doing. All right. So while my stepmom's coworker was doing, okay. Told me that having an afro is just a trend and that I'll be embarrassed of my hair. So she doesn't want you to have it. And then I want to go straighten my hair out often. I feel hurt because everyone's growing up to okay, all right. You got a lot of issues around hair. This is so long. I'm gonna skip. My hair only lasted 4 or 5 days, so I washed my hair like usual. I started to do my curly hair routine, and my mom storms in the bathroom. I like that you call her mom instead of stepmom because she was your stepmom before. Storms in the bathroom and tells me that the bathroom stinks like removal cream. And I'm confused because I don't use removal cream. And I come to realize that my hair is stunk like eggs and nair. Me and my mom quickly realized, oh, so this is your mom. So you're at your mom's house, not your stepmom's. Something was putting my hair because the crown of my head is wavy. All right, so she did you wrong. I'm livid. I don't see how that's your dad's fault though. I have to work so hard to grow my hair out, make it healthy just for the salon. One more time. Yes, a big pain in the ass. Reading this is a pain in the ass. He responded, okay, good cabeza de. Okay, for those who don't speak Spanish, hair's like a Brillo pad. All right, I don't know. The whole story I just don't care about. I don't think you're the asshole, but I feel like your dad didn't do it. I called my dad again about my hair, and he was so nonchalant about it. I decided to block him because if you don't care about me and my feelings, yeah, he should. There you go. God, that was a lot of work just to get to that. But yeah, if your dad's, he's got to understand how important your hair is to you. You know, I'm all I can think of, and I know it's different hair, but John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever was like, my hair, don't touch my hair. Why are you touching my hair? Don't touch my hair. It's like that basically. There you go. Oh, cut up here. Okay. Oh, thanks. Biops is not. Jeff is probably not gay, even though he has a perm. All right, B Hops. I don't care. No thumbs up. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know who B Hops is. B Hops, you got like a lot of issues. Don't go. I wish you didn't leave. Was it because I ignored you for so long? You're like, I'm trying so hard. No thumbs up or down. Bye. I'm just leaving. B Hops, you're who this show is for. Look at all these comments, and and you're all upset. You're bored of hair. I was bored of hair too. I'll be honest. In fairness, I was pretty bored of that hair one too. I cut through that. I cut early. I cut and ran on that hair one. You're not wrong about that, B Hops. But seriously, B Hops, you got some issues. Let me help you out. That's why I'm here. But you're so impatient. You're not even a proper troll. A troll's gonna hang out for a little bit. B Hops, I could have fixed you. You're my dream candidate. You got lots of issues. All right, B Hops, I'm gonna cut you just because you don't make a lot of sense. 10 more seconds of the news. You're here. Okay, poor B Hops. All right, B Hops, bye forever. Miss you. I'm not gonna miss B Hops, but yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like the trolls who come on, you are the people I need to be talking to. You have more issues than anybody. But in fairness to B Hops, and I will always. I shoot straight. That hair thing was fucking brutal. And I said it as I went, but I was already reading it. I was hoping it would get better. No, might have been the worst thing I've ever read. It's just too hair oriented. I just don't care. And you don't care either about hair. I will never do. How about this, folks? My promise to you. I will never do another piece about hair. No more hair. Right? Right. All right. Here we go. Let's keep rocking and rolling. I promise. We will only pick dicey and spicy. No more nonsensical fucking hair pieces. All right. Let's do Rumble Wallet. I love Rumble Wallet. And B-Hop, go ahead and change your name and come back and troll with something else. They can cancel your accounts. They can freeze your cards, decide what you're allowed to buy, say, or support. Big banks and financial institutions have total control, and they use it. That's why financial independence matters now more than ever. Introducing Rumble Wallet, a wallet built for real freedom. With Rumble Wallet, you control your money, not a bank, not a government, not a tech company. Buy digital assets like Tether, Tether Gold, and Bitcoin in one secure place. No permission, no middlemen, no cancel button. And when you want to support the creators you actually believe in, you can use the Rumble Wallet app to directly tip content creators securely, instantly, and without interference. This isn't a credit line they can shut off. It's your wallet permanently. Yours to protect your future, yours to protect your family. When the system fails, when institutions turn on their own people, financial sovereignty is the difference between security and vulnerability. Rumble Wallet isn't about politics, it's about freedom, ownership, and protecting what's yours. So take control today. Download Rumble Wallet now and step away from the big banks for good. True ownership, true protection, and true financial freedom. That's Rumble Wallet. Hop on that. It's terrific. Thank you, Rumble. All right, we're back. We're back. Let's do an Ann Landers. I haven't done an Ann Landers in a while. Ann Landers. I haven't done an Ann Landers in a while. All right, let me see. Ann Landers. Ann Landers. There you go, Ann. There you go, Ann. Ann's always wrong. Ann's, I think, is just written by like a woke bot. I don't know. All right, ask Ann a question. I don't want to ask Ann a question. I want to see one of her oldies. Look at how old she's it's like kind of a Norman Rockwell kind of Ann Landers. I'll pull her up here for you. I generally get more mad at Ann Landers than I do the people commenting, the people writing in. All right, Ann, let's see what you got for us. Let's see what you got. All right, I'm 19. Hey, here you go. Did I do this one already? No, I don't think so. Let me see. I'm 19 and a single mother of a 1-year-old girl. All right, that's what we're starting out with. I'm 19, single mother, 1-year-old girl, Amanda. I attend college part-time. I'm working to provide my daughter with the best life possible. All right. Oh, I did do this one already. Yeah. And no, she was, oh yeah, here we go. I'll just skip to the end. We'll get to one that I didn't do. But in the end, she says, let's get this straight, Amanda. Is a 1-year-old. She was worried about the dad, and the kids won, and she was worried about the dad coming to the wedding and this and that. And then Ann at the end pipes up with this horse shit. The way things are going in our society, Amanda may never get married. She may wind up the CEO of General Motors or may do both. Ooh. What does that have to do with anything? Ann, jerk. All right, let me go. Let me get a different Dear Abby, because that was just there's Dear Abby. Or no, was that I was Ann Landers. Let me do Dear Abby. I think that was the issue. I did Ann Landers instead of Dear Abby. All right, here's Dear Abby. Dear Abby. By Abigail Van Buren. All right, I think that's her great-great-great-granddaughter or something. Here we go. Let's see what Abby's got for us. Oh, adult son continues to make his mom emotional hostage. That sounds like a delightful one. You up for that? I'm up for it. Dear Abby. Here we go. Let's see here. All right, click on that. Let's do it. Dear Abby, my wife recently immigrated. Okay, no, I did this one too. You gotta like this. All right, forget Dear Abby. Like, all right, let's do one. I did this one last night. I guess there's just not a lot of these left. Widow wants to. Okay, here we go. This is what I haven't done. Widow wants to revisit old haunts with new beau. So she's got places she likes to go, and she wants to take you along. You're the new guy. You want to hear something crazy? My girlfriend is Mexican, like legit Mexican, es Mexicana, and she took me to Mexico City, which I loved. It was a blast because she's a local. She knows what to do. She knows where to go. She knows the good food. We went to Lucha Libre. Went to the Palace. It was so much fun. And it's at one point where in this old church that she wanted to visit to see her father, who's passed, and her brother. So they're in this, they're in urns in the church, and they're in the, I don't know, whatever you call it, the mausoleum. I don't know what to call it. The mausoleum, maybe? Yeah. So we're there, and and then we go upstairs to pray a little bit. It's a very pretty church. And she goes, "Oh, by the way, that's where I married my husband because she's divorced." I'm like, "What? What are you talking? What are we talking about? Like 10 feet in front of me is where she married her husband. Her now ex-husband." I'm just looking at her like, you didn't need to tell me that. You could have just said, "Yeah, we're visiting my dad and my brother." You didn't need to. You didn't need to throw in oh yeah, if 10 feet from there, maybe 15 years ago, I was getting married to someone besides you. But I found the humor in it. 3 years ago, I lost my husband of 38 years to cancer. Oh, that's sad. We live in Southern California. So here's the thing. You lost him to cancer. So it wasn't like you were, in a relationship where he cheated on you, you cheated on him, you got in fights, he was abusive, he was an alcoholic. He died. You're a widower. So I think that's important. Yeah. Anyway, so 3 years ago, I lost my husband to cancer. We lived in Southern California all our lives, enjoyed sightseeing, driving up and down the coast often. A year ago, I met Alan. to whom I am now engaged. I miss my beautiful seaside drives, the places I used to go with my late husband. Is it wrong to do these things with my new love? My grown children look at me funny when I say I went someplace with Alan that I used to visit with your father. Uh, I don't think so. I don't think this is bad. I mean, it's not like, I mean, he's got, I guess you could be like, well, he's got to compete with the ghost of your ex-husband. I don't think it's bad. I just think you also need to balance it. I think in addition to going to like, I don't know, Hearst Castle or, Big Sur, which are all beautiful places, or Monterey, or, just driving up the Pacific Coast Highway, which is just fun and beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that. But you also should balance some new things. Create some, in addition to doing the old, you create some new stuff with your new husband, which is going to be hard to do, but that could be good. It'll may force you to do things you might not normally do, or go to places you've never been. Maybe expand your scope outside of just Southern California or California in general. And that way you'll have your places, and then you're both. It's not like he's not going to enjoy the PCH. I just wouldn't be overly aggressive. Like, what's the guy's? Alan, is he the new guy or your old husband? Let's say his name is Mitch. Mitch used to take me here, and we'd lay in the water by, the beautiful rocks, and the waves would be crashing, and there'd be seaweed. It's right out of from here to eternity. And oh, the way he kissed. Yeah, I mean, if you're like that, then yeah, poor fucking Alan. But you're like, oh yeah, we like this place. There's a good coffee shop down the street. They make a nice quiche. I think you're fine. All right, so this is what Abby says. Yeah, she's agreeing with me. I'm not concerned about that. Ignore the children. I don't think this is a question of right and wrong, as long as Alan enjoys these trips. Yeah, it's down memory lane. Oh my God, I agree with Abby. And that never happens. However, it also might be nice for you. Oh, look at what you. She's just copied my thing verbatim. It also be nice for you and Alan to plan some new adventures so you can create new memories together. All right, well, there you go. What do you know? I agreed with her. I agreed with you, Abby. I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming, Abby. Abigail Van Buren. Or yeah, that's Abigail Van Buren. All right, so what do you know? I agree with her. All right, here we go. Sibling, obnoxious sister. You had me at obnoxious sister. For the past 3 years, my family has had reunions with my older half-sister, Sybil. It's a good fake name. We did not grow up together. We have different lifestyles. I'd like to know more about that. I grew up with little money and numerous hardships. Sybil grew up having every want and need met. She's successful and wealthy. I am the poor dowager, the forgotten stepsister. I'm practically Cinderella. Anyway, I'm proud of her and everything. No, you're not. You are. Stop. You are not proud of her. You hate her. You hate her. You do. The first paragraph is just filled with like, she had it off. Come on. At least be honest with yourself. All right. I'm proud of her and everything she has accomplished. I doubt it. That's bullshit. And right away there's a but she's difficult to be around. Just put jealous. That's what it is, right? I mean, you're jealous. You got to own these things. It's, people, I get jealous. Everyone gets jealous. Green-eyed monster, for God's sake. But it happens over time. It should happen less and less as you mature and grow as a human being. But especially when you're younger, jealousy, it can motivate, but it's not a great emotion to keep for a long time. And you're definitely jealous of your sister. Anyway, but she's difficult to be around. Sybil is materialistic and talks constantly about everything she has. She's so let me go back here. I'm proud of her and everything she's accomplished. Total bullshit. You don't like her a bit. You just called her materialistic and a narcissist. She's class conscious and uncomfortable in low class environments like affordable restaurants and stores. It literally makes me ill. Oh, come on. Just stop it. Stop it. You are covetous of her life. You are. That's how I'm reading this. Anyway, let's keep going here. I can't wait to see how this one's going to end up. I know I can no longer spend time with Sybil, which is why I won't be able to show up for family reunions. You are a baby. You're a big baby. So Sybil, who you wouldn't even really need to talk to except just to be pleasant with here and there, or not pleasant even, just like, and then you can hang out with all the rest of your family and friends. Here's what it is, and I'm just calling it like I said. You don't want to be compared to Sybil. You don't want to be judged amongst your family and amongst your family with Sybil because you come out on the shit end of the stick. Oh, look at Sybil's doing this. What are you doing? Hey, what? Tell us more about Sybil. That's how you view. If you ever seen the Joy Luck Club, you're like, they have this same dynamic where there's this one girl, can't remember her name, but she's really sweet, really nice, but she doesn't have the success of this other girl who just achieves. It's funny on film. Anyway, I can no longer spend time with Sybil. Won't be able to go to the family reunions the way I did before. How do I let Sybil know I can't do anything more than grab a bite to eat or have a cup of coffee to catch up? I don't want to hurt or offend her. What are you talking about? You don't like her. Really, the issue isn't Sybil at all. Let's be honest. Really, the issue is you, your lack of self worth. You've gone to such limits or lengths to talk about how she's classist, materialistic, and all these other things. So why don't you embrace what you think you are? I think you're very jealous, but why don't you embrace, I don't know, valuing people for their spirit, for their empathy, for their personality, and again, you can be rich and very nice and pleasant and have empathy, just because you're rich, just because you have nice things doesn't make you an asshole. You might be, but being poor, poverty, doesn't necessarily make you a saint. You could be, you could also be an asshole. One does not preclude the other, right? Anyway, I said, I can't spend time with her. Yeah, you can. How do I let Sybil know I can't grab anything more than a cup of coffee with her? I don't want to hurt or offend her. I don't believe that for a moment. How can I explain why I no longer spend time with her? What, are you not going to tell your parents why you're not going? Or are you going to tell them and she'll find out? So my feeling is you need to deal with your own issues. Sybil is not the issue. You are the issue, and your jealousy of Sybil and your uncertainty about your own self-worth. And I think you suffer from a big deficit of that. You need to get therapy. That's Sybil. Sybil's Sybil. She exists in and of her own. And she just happens to be a little bit in your orbit. But there's no gravitational pull of Sybil that's going to drag you in if you come near. Just, stand by your principles and your guns. All right, let's see what Abby's got to say. Dear Incompatible. How about telling Sybil that you're busy and won't be coming to the gatherings that you used to attend, but you would love to catch? See, this is already stupid advice. So Anne or Abby, who gives a shit, is telling her like, yeah, you're right. Don't go to your family reunions. Don't go to your family functions. Essentially, Abby is telling her to divorce herself from her family so she can avoid seeing Sybil, who makes her feel jealous and insignificant. That's Abby's advice. That's the kind of advice I'm used to from Abby. Shitty advice. Also, she can have a cup of coffee with her one day. What a treat. How about you don't have a cup of coffee? You tell her you don't really care for her, and you go to the family reunion. And you just don't talk to each other. Anyway, okay. You do not have to give her any other reflective or detailed explanation than that. That's just stupidest advice I ever heard. Deal with your issues. God, talk about a phone in from Abby. Way to go, jackass. Anyway, hey, Everine, good to see you. Crazy in the head, and crazy in bed, or so I've been told. I've been told the same thing. It's a price. Yeah. I mean, I think there's some truth to it. There's some truth to that. I'm not sure what it has to do. Maybe it's from something previous. Are we talking about Sybil? I don't know. Yeah, the sisters competing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Why? It says, yeah. Relish the black sheep, bro. Embrace it. Yeah, embrace it. Like, that's the thing. Like, everybody's a victim, man. I get it. When you don't know any better, you are what you are until you know better. So know better. Do better. Don't be a victim. Be yourself. Don't let anyone dim your shine. All that stuff. It's cliched, but it's true. And how are you going to do that when you're constantly measuring yourself against someone else, when you're afraid to even go to family functions or picnics or get-togethers for fear of being compared to somebody else? You need to get into a therapist's office. Don't listen to fucking Ann Landers or Dear Abby or either of them. Let's go back to Am I the Asshole? Because they I don't know, their stuff's more fun, except for the hair bit. I was, Bebop 262 or whatever that loser's name was, had a point. That was a bad one. Even I was like, I skipped in my credit because I like to keep the show moving. I skipped about that much. I did the top paragraph. I'm like, I'm bored senseless. I went there. I'm like, I'm still bored senseless. I'm cutting and running. Get me the hell out of here. Get me out of here. All right, let's go here. Am I the asshole? Where is it? All right, hold on a second. Let me do this. If I don't do it right, it messes everything up. Let me try to click on this. All right, there it goes. All right. Are we there? Are we there? Okay. Okay, good. We're back. We're right in the mix. Right in the mix. Am I the asshole? Bought a car 10 minutes ago. All right. Let's see. Am I the asshole? I bought a 7-year-old project car. What's wrong with a project car? Well, here's the thing. Are you mechanical? Or are you just like, I'm going to become mechanical? I don't even know which end of the wrench I'm supposed to use, but yeah, give me that old Chevy Nova. I could fix it. Anyway, so I bought a 7-year-old project car. She wants to help with it to a point. She is 7. So I bought it. I misread that. So I bought my 7-year-old a project car. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Unless she's like a savant, like she's really mechanically inclined, like she's fixing vacuum cleaners and computers, and you're like, hey, here's a car to fix. They're to challenge you. But you bought yourself a project car, and you said you bought it for your 7-year-old, so your wife wouldn't get mad at you. Let's call a spade a spade. I bought my 7-year-old a project car. She wants to help me with it to a point. She's 7. All I've heard is how much did you spend, etc. You never told me from my wife. We're separated. You know, I think your wife was smart to separate from you. What do you think? What are you doing? You find a 7-year-old you're buying yourself a project car, and you're passing it off on the 7. Did you take her college money? I doubt you saved any of that to get her project car. Does she even like cars? How about a dollhouse? I mean, I'm not trying to gender stereotype, but did she like a lot of grease? She like a lot of ball bearings? Like, who is this chick? Rosie the Riveter here at 7? Anyway, we're separate. Well, she never said to me what she spends on rent and utilities. I don't ask, none of my business. She did buy a car for her oldest. That would make sense because they can actually drive it. And all I said was, who looked at it? Defense mode. Okay. My dad, my brother, and 2 other people. 3. Okay. That was just good. Everyone's got dumb information. I'm already bored with this one. I'm not making the hair mistake twice. I showed her a $600 truck. She says, yep. Okay. I think she honestly pissed that my 7-year-old wants to rebuild a car and not try to keep up with the Joneses. So am I the asshole? I looked for years. I felt like this doesn't make no sense. I'm just already over this one. Like, your 7-year-old doesn't like rebuild let her build a bike. Get her a go-kart. Start small. Get her a project car. And again, there's only one exception to this. If she shows an aptitude for it, if she's like kind of a savant, like with tools, or okay, then it's different. But I just think I'll just say this. I just think your current wife, who's now you're separated from you, made a good decision. You seem a little nuts. You seem a little crazy. And this is an unlicensed therapist saying it. You seem a little screwy. You know, hey, Salty, good to see you. Hey, Cram Clap, good to see you too. Thank you for tuning in, fellas. Rebuild a carburetor start small. You don't get a whole fucking car. You know, what a train wreck. It don't make no sense. None of it makes sense. This guy makes no sense. He spent a lot of sense on this rebuild that he's never going to put together. I'd love to see the before and after. I bet they look identical. Here's a wrench. Here's a socket wrench. Here's a bandsaw. I don't know why you'd use a bandsaw for a rebuild, but just give her a lot of power tools. Don't monitor. Go and watch your football, drink your beer, and leave her out in the garage, with the lift up, and hope that she doesn't collapse it on herself. Father of the year material, buddy. Yeah, what a dummy. Yeah, you're. I'm gonna say your ex-wife because she will be. She made the right decision there. Am I the asshole for super gluing bumpers on my kitchen cabinets because my family cannot understand? Yeah, you're the asshole. Your opening statement is the length of most people's entire diatribe, or am I the asshole? Your describer. Oh yeah, like some nights you're like, these are really good. Other nights you're like, man, I'm wading through some fucking kelp, some seaweed to get to the fish. Am I the asshole for super gluing rubber bumpers on my kitchen cabinets because my family can't understand why don't slam the cabinets when I'm in the kitchen means? and saying that the next step was removing the doors. Is that what you said, or that's what they said? Because I feel like you might remove the doors. I feel like you're that petty. Oh well, you still can't. Then I'm just gonna take the doors off. Holy crap! So my feeling is it's you, nutty crazy lady, and then the rest of the family, and they just kind of talk about you like, yeah, freaking mom. Like they got a kid glove you. That's for sure. They got to time their entrances and exits so you're not in the room when they walk in, or you'll complain about them squeaking the floor, making too much noise as they move onto the couch, or getting crumbs or some dust bunnies on something or other. Just too much spoon action in the cereal, making a lot of clanging. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, I hate loud noises. That's the first thing she says. Yeah, why don't you get yourself some of these, some noise canceling headphones and walk around with those. And if someone wants to talk to you, they can tap on your shoulder, which you're probably like, that's too loud. And then, and then they can talk to you. But yeah, you need big, like I'm going to NASCAR size, noise cancellation headphones. Like I'm going to have tomorrow when I go to the Monster Truck. I'm so stoked to go to the Monster Truck. You have no idea. You probably do actually, because I've been talking about it so much. Anyway, is this a guy? I thought this was the chick. This is the dude? Oh, brother. Wow. All right. I hate loud noises. Lucky me, I work at a very noisy job. I like money more than I hate noise. Okay. Well, pretend they're paying you. Tell them to pay you to close the doors loudly. You ever heard of a swear job? How about a slam job? Plus, I wear double hearing protection, earplugs, and noise canceling earbuds. Oh my God. Some people would be upset if they went deaf. I think this guy would be in heaven. You know what I mean? I think he would, I don't think, or at least in need of a hearing aid, that way he could just turn everybody off, and then turn it on here and there. Oh my God. My wife and I have been married for 15 and a half years. Whoo, doggy. Have been married 15 and a half years. Our 10th anniversary, I was surprised with a kitchen remodel. So you've been upset with the noise for 5 years, basically, right? Yeah. We had Formica countertops from the 50s, plywood cabinetry, all soft sounding stuff, right? The people from the 70s show would have felt at home. Okay. Shag carpeting. I've done shopping with my sister. Okay, yeah, whatever. The only thing that mattered was soft closing cabinets. You can get you don't even need bumpers. You can just get like these little bumpers is just lazy. Me and my fiance right now are putting in soft closing cabinets. Just because it's really not the noise thing. We just like it better, because it's just nicer, smoother. It lines them up better and everything. But yeah, you go to Home Depot, you get a couple of those. You pull the doors off, you take off the old apparatus. I don't know, what to call it, and put on the new stuff, and yeah, you're good. Bumpers is just lazy. It doesn't really fix the problem. It's still going to make noise just because you got bumpers on it. And then they're going to be further out, so they're not going to look level. I mean, I haven't seen them. Do a little extra work, you lazy bones, and like the Cartnarks guy. Do a little extra work, you lazy bones, and put your cart back. But also, just install them. It's 4 screws. And then the new one. You're done. Easy peasy. You'll be happy. You're welcome. Anyway. All right. So soft closing cabinets. My wife agreed and was super happy. Yeah, just she don't have to hear you bitch with the budget. Yeah, it's cheap. She changed plans, and rather than put her own money on the job, she just got extra things she wanted and cut out the hinges we agreed on. Well, that's not cool. She knows you're a psycho when it comes to noise. And then her and her kids. Okay, so this is a second marriage for her. Oh wait, her. And then her and the kids. All right. Have proceeded to try and drive me crazy for 5 years. Yeah, they're having fun, man. They're having a good time trolling you. I usually don't eat with the family because of my work hours. Well, that's probably a blessing. So whatever's left from their meal is mine. I try to eat in the kitchen in peace. Trust me, I've tried eating in other rooms, even the basement. Why don't you build yourself like a little cabin in the backyard and just eat there? Take your meals out there, you big baby. My wife takes it as a personal insult that I want to be apart from them after being gone all day. Yeah, I mean, dude, you got to deal with this shit. Okay, seriously. You need to see somebody about the noise stuff. I've tried talking to them about slamming. I've tried. This is a problem that's not a problem. It'll take go. How many? They don't cost much. Go down to the Home Depot. Get these stupid slow closing things, or get your dumb bumpers. You'll just find something else to complain about. But get them and just put them in. You'll be done with the day. You've been dealing with this for 5 years. This is a maybe an hour project. I don't know if you have a bunch of maybe 2 or 3, and you've been bitching and moaning for 5 years about it. Jeez, I almost want to come over to your house and fix it for you, you big baby. Tonight's show should be called The Big Babies of Reddit. Wham, wham, boo-hoo, call the ambulance. Wambulance, more like it. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, I was eating quietly. Do you ever not eat quietly at work? And one of the kids needed something from the cabinets. Rather than just open the one where the item should have been, my wife opened 4 doors. And then, because she's in a hurry, she wants to get away from you, you psycho. And then gently closing the cabinet, she slammed all 4 of them shut like she was Bugs Bunny inventing a new percussion instrument. I didn't say anything. You didn't have to. You're probably making crazy faces. Your back's up. The next day, I super glued rubber bumpers. It took you 5 years to pull that off. Smarty pants. I super glued rubber bumpers to the top and bottom of every door. My wife is upset that the cabinet, they're not going to close properly. That's what I was saying. I'm like, you put the bumpers on, they're going to be out. Me and my fiance just did a cabinet remodel. So it's like, that's why I'm sticking with the story, because I've lived this. It's not that hard. Like, the hardest part was painting and sanding. And then, there was a couple of doors. Some of the doors are all right with the hardware that they have, but there was a couple that we still need to fix. We haven't done it yet. We'll probably do it next week, where they just need like a soft close, or they just need a slight adjustment so they're a little higher, a little lower, so they're level. But this is 5 years you've been putting up with this, and then you pick the laziest, dumbest way, essentially. And these bumpers, I bet you they make noise too. And then the thing's rattling. I'm more upset by your laziness and your lack of being able to pull up a YouTube video on how to uninstall and reinstall hardware on a fucking cabinet door. The hell's the matter with you? This guy, you make me angry. I'm more angry about this than anything. She told me that I ruined her beautiful kitchen. Well, you did. You made it look like nothing's even now. And I told her that she and the kids seem to take pleasure pissing me off. So I think you also did it on purpose, because you knew it would look stupid, and the cabinets would be all weird looking and popping out and bouncing all over the place. But you wanted to stick it to her, real mature. Anyway, all I want is 15 minutes. You and your 15 minutes of peace and quiet when we eat together. There's all kind of noise, but it doesn't bother me. Yeah. It's just the noise a family makes. Here's the thing: if your family disappeared, which you seem to want, and we're gone, you would find some other noise to complain about. Maybe there's some bird that flies by. Maybe there's a school you never heard because the cabinets upset you so much. Maybe your neighbor, runs his sprinkler a little loud. And who knows? Hey, a big baby. Bunch of big babies. Hey, you are definitely the asshole. You're a neurotic asshole. Anyway, but it's like, wait till I get home to slam the doors. They are literally home for a few hours before I get home. Oh, so they have to get everything done before you show up and then leave you alone? Princess and the Pea over here. What was I the asshole? You are the asshole, and you're lazy, and it took you 5 years to come up with a shitty solution to a problem that you could have solved by a Home Depot run 5 years ago. You moron. You don't like your family. You don't like your family, man. Oh, yeah. Well, I have a feeling your family doesn't like you. I have a feeling the feeling is mutual. They also care not for you, sir. Sir. Dummy. All right, there you go. Guy making me angry. I just did cabinets. It's not that hard. Like, he's making it like, it's so complex. I mean, to put up with it for 5 years. Yeah, I think your family, this is my opinion, I think your family has written you off. Like, you're just the weird neighbor who shows up in the kitchen. So it's like you don't even really exist. You don't really want to talk to anybody. You don't want to be around anybody. So it's almost like they've kind of like somehow washed you away, even though they can see you. You're like a lamp or something. You know what I mean? They don't really. It's really kind of sad when you get right down to it, bro. Just point it out. Anyway, let's talk about some Rumble coffee. I love me 1775 coffee, ladies and gentlemen. Still haven't tried 1775 coffee? Now's your shot. The 1775 starter kit just dropped, only 1,000 units. You're getting the bold dark roast that hits hard, the smooth medium roast, and the Vitality mushroom coffee for clean energy and laser focus, no crash. All single origin, small batch, toxin free, and mold free. Plus, you're also getting a gold spoon clip because freedom isn't served with plastic, or scooped rather. A frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's opinions, and a black 1775 tumbler. $170 worth of coffee and gear, yours for just $99. This is for the ones who've been watching 1775 blow up on Rumble, wondering if it's worth it. Well, spoiler alert, it is. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio and grab your starter kit before they're gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something, just like Rumble does. That's 1775coffee.com/studio and get your starter kit today. Thank you, 1775 Coffee. Good stuff, man. They also have K-Cups on that as well, which I use. I'm a K-Cup man. I like me some K-Cups. There you go. Hey, Salty. The bumpers are nice. I mean, my issue is I have lots of issues, but let me go back. I've been very remiss in the comments. My apologies. Oh, is it red? Is that what it is? Salty Crazy Nick says redhead crazy in bed. I've only been with like one redhead. She was I don't know about crazy in bed, but good in bed, sure. Okay. She was good. Keith says, my parents told me about the birds and the bees, but not about the ones who have anal sex. Yeah, I don't think that's going to make the birds and the bees talk there, Keith. I feel like that's not on the list. I mean, with today's parents, who the hell knows? There's probably act outs with today's parents. I fear for mankind. I really do. Salty Crazy Nick says, oh my God, I've never had the conversation about the birds and the bees to be with my parents. Oh, yeah, my dad just handed me a book. He goes, he explained how sex happened, like very just quickly and as fast as he could. And then he handed me a book that was called The Book of Love. And it like just kind of showed you like where stuff went. I mean, I was 12. I already knew, this stuff from friends and stuff. I didn't think the stork brought it. And then I immediately got my sister. I was like, oh my God, look what Dad gave me. He gave me this lame ass expression. I mean, he's trying. I get it. It's awkward. But he tried. And then he handed me a book because he's like, hey, just read the book. I'm not comfortable talking about any of this. Here's a book. So then I showed up, me and my sister checking it out. We're laughing. Me and my sister also did this. This is, I think, right after it happened. My parents, why not? It's, I don't think it's that bad. I think it's not too out of school. So my parents had, I'm 56. This is probably 80, 81, something like that. I don't know. So but my parents had Playboys and Playgirls. So I guess my dad got to look at Playboys. My mom got to look at the Playgirls. I hope. I believe. And anyway, so they had a stash of them. And then one day I stumbled onto one. Like they kept them under the bed. It wasn't like the most brilliant, or in a drawer, someplace. Maybe it was under the bed. It was probably in a drawer. So I found them. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, my sister's a year younger than I am, year and a half. So I'm like, hey, look what I found. So like I find all these Playboys. Then she finds under the Playboy, she finds the Playgirls. So, I'm 11, she's 10, and we're in my parents' room. So I'm just looking at the Playboy. She's looking at the Playgirls. We're both just sitting on my parents' bed. And then, we're very into the magazines, obviously. And then all of a sudden my mom came in, I think. Or maybe it was my dad. I can't remember which one. But like, oh, what are you doing, kids? Why? Because they walk in. There's just Playboys and Playgirls all over the bed. We're just, we're just getting information. We're doing recon, and like, get out. So we didn't get any trouble, because how are we going to get in trouble? We didn't do nothing. We just found your stash of porn. And then, cut to like maybe 2 days later, I got to take the trash out. That was part of my job to get an allowance. I had to take out the trash. and I'm picking up one of the, because like the full bags, like some would be full already in the basement, and then some would still be. I'd have to tie them up and I'd have to take them out. But there was one full one in the basement. I pick it up and it's heavy, and I'm like, this is fucking heavy. What the hell is in this thing? And I kick it a little, and I could tell right away just from the kick, it's magazine. So they threw the Playboys out in a trash bag that I was responsible for taking to the receptacle for the garbage truck. So I opened up the trash bag, and there might have been a couple of things on top of it, but I fished out some magazines I liked, and there you go. There you go. There you go. I'm an electrician, not carpenter. There you go. Hey, Adam, good to see you. You're learned watching porn channels on Squiggly TV. I did that too. Yeah, we're all from kind of the same generation. We would go to, I'm sure was it Cinemax, Skinemax, they called it, right? We had like the, you had that. It was weird, like the old boxes. They were kind of like that fake wood, and it was like you had a little toggle, I think, if I'm trying to remember right, and you go here or here. There's like three positions: this position, this position, this position. But if you kind of had it in the middle, in any of those areas, you would get squiggly porn. Does that sound right? Yeah. I didn't throw the magazine away. I kept them. I didn't keep all of them. There's too many. But I went through and I just found some I liked, and I kept those. So there you go. Hey, good to see you, Home Directional. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah. Wait. But I commented on my favorite Am I the Asshole lesson. I'll have to check it out, Adam. Yeah, I gotta take a peek. Well, if you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, hit the like and subscribe button. I am at 11. No, I'm more than that. 14,200, I think. Hit subscribe. If I could get another couple hundred tonight, that'd be sweet. Tell your friends, tell your family. I'm doing a great show. It really is a good show. It's about my son. He's got autism, and he's doing phenomenal now. But it's about his journey. It's comedic, but it's also real. And I did well. Won an award or two at the 30 Minutes or Less Festival here in Hollywood. It will be in Ventura at the Namba Arts Center, and that'll be on the 18th. So 7:00 Saturday the 18th next week. Check that out. If you're in the Ventura area, and Ventura's nice, right by the beach. Salty Crazy Nick says the third grade rumble and around the garbage can in the apartment neighborhood of the Playboys. Yeah, you had to do what you had to do, man. I remember. I think I told the story before, maybe a week or so ago, but I remember we had a National Geographic subscription, and then my dad traveled a lot for work, so he came back and he had like, I don't know, just a bunch of stuff from Japan or something, or just maybe he was like in India, or just there was some country where National Geographic would do a photo shoot, So he brought me some stuff, and he handed me a National Geographic, which had information about India or Pakistan. It's just something like that. I think it was in India. He used to travel to India. But they had other pictures besides the India. They had, a spread of like, native people from Africa all topless. So I told everyone, there was the things I would show them, like, and this is a National Geographic, that talks about it as well. It was like a show and tell. And I put it in the back of the room, and the teacher's like, anyone who wants to go look at any of these things, during the break, you can feel free. And I said to all the guys, all my buddies, I'm like, go to page 58. So they would all kind of take turns going back. They'd open 58, and there'd be like some low-hanging fruit, literally, naked boobies, Aboriginal. And, but hey, you take what you can get at that age. It was very popular that day. Quite the coup, bringing soft porn. I don't even know what to call it. I can't imagine anyone got too aroused seeing the National Geographics. A woman with like a basket on her head and her boobs hanging out. But hey, different strokes, folks. Different strokes. Let's do one more at least. By the way, if you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, don't be a stranger to it. Hit the like and subscribe button. All right, here we go. Am I the asshole for accidentally emotionally cheating on my boyfriend of 3 years? Yeah. Accidentally? Yeah, you're the asshole. Emotionally cheating? Let's check this one out. Yeah, you are the asshole. No questions. No ifs, ands, or buts. Let's see how she defines emotionally cheating. Well, did you emotionally cheat with or without a condom? This was about 2 years ago now. No ages for privacy, blah, blah, blah. Early 20s. I accidentally emotionally cheated on my boyfriend, Dan, of 3 years. We've been together since high school. We were in a rough patch in the spring, and I talked it out with him that we would try the relationship out for a few more months with the promise that he'd take more care of himself. All right. I wasn't worried at first. He's a drunk. I wasn't worried at first because he had gained. I was worried at first because he'd gained a lot of weight. It sounds like he's an alkie. Yeah. I tried to push him to be better, but was careful not to be overbearing because I knew he was insecure. All right. Well, maybe he's just fat then. I don't know. Around this time, I started to get closer with a large group of coworkers. Coworkers are always trouble. All my coworkers are around my age. We all started to go to the gym together. Ay, ay, ay. So here you go. You've got your big fat schlub of a boyfriend who's either out of alcohol or food or just laziness, sloth, if you will. And then you got your workout buddies who they're way more in your lane. They're way more your speed. They're what you want. They're what you're desirous of. That's what you want your boyfriend to be doing. You know, I don't think you need him to be Schwarzenegger, but you'd like him to at least be working out a little bit. So yeah, this is all bad news. Anyway, I was worried at first because he gained a lot of weight. Okay. Anyway, so went to the gym together, try and better ourselves. I myself was struggling with some health stuff. So I really wanted to get better and go with friends and good motivation. Yeah, I think you'd like this guy from the beginning. I think you had a thing for him for the beginning. Oh, you're autistic. Okay. Not sure how that plays into it. But anyway, I have trouble reading more complex social cues. All right. Yeah, I get that. But all right. I'm not sure. It seems like you're making excuses. I suppose that may have been why I'm here writing this. One of the guys in the group, Joffrey. Oh, I forgot this is a made up name. If his name's Joffrey and he's not on Game of Thrones, you don't want anything to do with him. You really don't want anything to do with Joffrey from Game of Thrones. Anyway, and I got to be close friends. I confided in him that I was struggling with my relationship. Oh, God. Fucking that dude smells blood in the water. Blood in the water, right? Ay, ay, ay. What are you talking? Eye sex. Oh, yeah. Emotionally cheating means that you're having eye sex with someone. Yeah, I mean, salty is not wrong. Emotionally, that's kind of what it is. You're talking. It is. It's kind of what it is. You're having like an intimacy. There's a lot of eye contact. There's laughter, and there's like, sure would be nice. I don't think you're too wrong about that. I don't know. It's a good point. All right, let's get back to this. So Joffrey, it's a bad choice for a name. I confided in him I was struggling in my relationship with Dan, and I really wanted to fix it. He was kind, and he told me I deserve better. He wants you. He wants you. He's working it. Anyway, a lot of my friends knew my Dan went on a downward spiral, but the way he talked to me was different. Yeah, because he's trying to get in your pants. I felt listened to for the first time forever. Oh, he's got you hook, line, and sinker. A month or so went by. We all started going to the gym. Joffrey asked me to pick him and some other people up from work that day. I'll bet there was no one else there but him. Just going to go out on a limb here. Picking himself up people from work that day to go to the gym. As I was off that particular day, I was down with that. I drive up to our workplace, and he walks out by himself. Yeah, big surprise. I call that one. At the time, I really didn't think it was weird because he had hung out with the mutual friend. All right. Dan had no problem with it. Okay. But this is one of the few weird instances. I'll call him in. I didn't really think this was weird because I had hung out with other mutual male friends alone, and Dan had no problem with. Yeah, but Dan trusts these people. I bet if Dan got one look at Joffrey, he would have been like, no fucking way. But this is one of the few weird instances. Like I'd gone out with some of the same friends to pick up a swing. Okay. Joffrey decided to say, you look good in red. Oh, he's so on you. All right, there's a lot. I can't read all this. 2 or 3 days later, Jeffrey asked me to come over to his house. I obliged. I feel like you guys probably had sex. I'm just saying. I know this is an emotional cheating, but I feel like you guys, at least at a minimum, made out with a lot of tongue, and you're not saying it because you feel guilty. I know you probably had sex. I plan to spend the night. Oh, plot thickens. We were watching some TV. Yeah, and started kissing. Thank you. Joffrey is known as someone who likes sex. Most people like sex, just so you know. A lot in my naivety. A lot in my naivety, we did it. What? I wanted to make him happy. I don't know why. Over the next 3 weeks, we had sex a lot. I felt valued. Hold on. This is what I'm saying. am I okay? Am I the asshole for accidentally emotionally cheating on my boyfriend of threes? You physically cheated on him. Emotionally cheat, yeah, emotionally too. So the sex was cool. Like it's just that you were emotionally connected to him. Like if you just found some dude and rando stranger and just shacked up with him. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Anyway, well, it's getting good at least. He's all right. So we had sex a lot. I felt valued because of my health issues. I felt like this was one of the things I could do well. I'm good at sex. He started pulling away towards the fourth week. Yeah, I got sick of you. He played you. He had his fun, and then he's got somebody new on the plate. Don't worry, I'll call you once in a while for a little fun bang, a little friends with benefits. I had moved into my new apartment on my own for the first time. I was proud of myself. I'd been in the apartment for a week before he then cut things off with me. Yeah, he just completely used you, and now I'm completely alone. Yeah, he played you. You got played. And I'd given up a lot to be with him. And for what? A month, of course, everything that happened. So you cheated on your boyfriend with this jackass. Lost, I missed work, lost one of my jobs, could barely take care of myself. As months passed and Joffrey and I and our friends reconciled, bad idea. You're an idiot. Why would you reconcile? Anyway, we resume our friends with benefits. I called it type relationship towards the winner. So you're not in a relationship with this other guy, your boyfriend. You're in a relationship with in a friends with benefits relationship with Joffrey. He couldn't be happier. Joffrey, the only winner in this scenario is Joffrey. Honestly, it was on and off. Sometimes he acted lovey-dovey. I was confused. No, you're just being dumb. But in December, he came on really strong, opened up to me about how his roommates were kicking him out. So he just watching because he's being kicked out. He moved in and over the next few months pulled away. Yeah, I was being used the whole time. You just figured that out, huh? Yeah. I accidentally emotionally cheated in a previous relationship because I was being manipulated for a place to stay and have sex. That's what it says there. All right. You cheated. Forget the emotional shit. You just cheated on your boyfriend. This is really weird because you don't even say whatever happened to your boyfriend. But yet you're the asshole. Definitely. As stupid as you are, you're still an asshole for it. I actually emotionally cheated on my wait on my ex-boyfriend at 3. None of this really makes a lot of sense, but in the end, this dude played you, so you got what you had coming. What happened to your ex? Did he finally hit the gym? Yeah. I think he's actually did better by getting rid of you because you're so easily bamboozled. You're so easily taken in by love potion number 9. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I mean, don't blame that on autism, man. Stop it. That's just her being dumb. Dumb. Adam says that's quite the archetype guy who lets lectures generally. Well, yeah, he played her so bad, and he played her real ham-handed. Like he wasn't even trying. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, we hooked up for 3 weeks. Okay, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, we're fine. Then he's like, hey, maybe things are a little slow. Things are going a little slow. So he goes back to one of his steady clients. He's like, hey, you want to just be friends with benefits? Yeah, okay. And then it gets slow again. He's like, oh, I'm getting kicked out probably because he's such an asshole. And he's getting kicked out. He's like, hey, how about I live with you? That'd be fun. She's just like, okay. Ah, man. Emotionally cheating. Yeah. Well, it's so stupid. Emotionally cheating is like the eye fucking thing we just talked about. That's emotionally cheating. Telling and complaining about your boyfriend to your not boyfriend. That's emotionally cheating. What you were doing was just cheating. You were just cheating. That's all that was. Stop trying to fancy it up. Adam says, I've seen that kind of loser before. Goes after taking girls so he doesn't have to actually commit. Yeah, it's win-win. He doesn't have to. They do all the buying. They pay the rent. They buy the stuff. They make the car payments. They do all the legwork, and he just gets all the gravy. He gets the stuff they won't do for their boyfriends. It's it's not certainly not a great long-term strategy for a mate, but when you're young and they're dumb, it happens all the time. I see exactly, Salty. I-sex turned into more. I-sex turned into real sex. And the only way I-sex generally doesn't turn into real sex is if you're accidentally interrupted in the midst of it, or one of you gets cold feet. Pardon me. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Lord of the Rings. Yeah, she said Joffrey too. So the only Joffrey is the Lord of the Rings Joffrey. Well, I don't want to crap on her for watching Lord of the Rings because I used to love Lord of the Rings until the final season when they just fucking ruined it. How about that battle? Remember that Lord of the Rings battle? Or no, not Lord of the Rings. I'm thinking of um Game of Thrones. I'm thinking of Game of Thrones, where they ruined it with that. They had like you couldn't see the battle. Like remember they had this huge battle. I don't know if it was between the White Walkers and the non-White Walkers, and it was just pitch black, and you couldn't see anything. And you're like, what the hell's going on? And everyone's got the brightness up, and then people had fixes where they, you could go watch it on YouTube where they tried to bring up the light a little bit so you could make sense of it all. Just look like a bunch of cords of wood crashing into each other. Yeah, that was a fucking train wreck season. Anyway. Please hit the like and subscribe button. I am Jeff, the unlicensed therapist. I'm going to be back Monday for sure. I'm going to a monster truck rally tomorrow, and I could not be happier. I could not be happier. No joke. I'm stoked to see big trucks smashing into each other. Well, they don't really smash into each other, sometimes on accident. But, the races, those are always fun. The big jumps, all the noise and nonsense. I'm going to have some popcorn, hear a lot of engine noise. And then the freestyle, which is my favorite thing. Please let them have freestyle. I know I shouldn't really pray for that. It seems like sacrilegious. But if you can swing it, I'd love to see some freestyle. They're flipping and jumping and wrecking the trucks. It's just got everything. Am I overly excited about Monster Truck Rally? Yes. And I'm wearing my Gravedigger t-shirt. How about that? I'm a hillbilly at heart, folks. Let's be honest. I am a hillbilly at heart. I'll say. Anyway, Adam says, I said Lord of the Rings. I was thinking Game of Thrones because of the Joffrey reference. I said Lord of the Rings as an example of something of high quality. Yeah, Lord of the Rings is great. That's one of my favorite series of all time. It's wonderful. It's stressful to go after the girl of your dreams. Yeah, that's true. But the random girl who's mid has no pressure. See, yeah, it's hard to go for the girl of your dreams, but you got to do it. Better to have failed and have tried than to have never tried at all. That's the number one thing that they say people find is the biggest regret, of any older person. It's not what they failed at; it's what they never tried. It's what they wish they had said, what they wish they had done, but they didn't have the cojones, the stones to do it. That's what people have the biggest regrets about. So don't be that person. If you want to ask somebody out, ask them out. If they say no, at least you gave it a shot. That's way more easy to deal with than never having done it because you never know. You might just get lucky, real lucky. I fucking to real fucking lucky. It's the end of the show. It's almost it's East Coast here at 2:30. I can get away with some dirty words. Anywho, all right. I love y'all. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. Tell your friends, tell your family to support the show. Hit the like and subscribe button. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm pretty happy with tonight's show. And thank you for the chat and the comments. I love the lively chat. I love me a lively chat. And if you want to be on the show, you can go to jeffahern56@gmail.com. Tell me what your problem is, and we'll go over it together on the show. I'll even have you on as a guest. Or you can simply put in your comment or concern or something maybe your friend wants answered, and I will be happy to answer it. And I'll be very polite and nice to you in the chat. On Reddit. Whoa. Come on. Stop. What am I going to not call a spade a spade? Come on. But I'm much more genteel when you're actually in front of me. So there's that, right? Right. All right, folks. God bless you. Hit the like and subscribe. I will see you back here Monday at 10 p.m. for the next episode of Jeff, the Unlicensed Therapist. All right. I'm out. God bless. And Monster Truck awaits tomorrow. I'm so excited. It's the little things in life, folks. It's the little things in life that make it go boom. God bless. See you Monday. Bye.